Zo, dames en heren, welkom terug. Ik hoop dat jullie genoten hebben van de pauze, leuke mensen ontmoet hebben, sponsors en partners. Dus j'espère que vous avez pris un bon bol d'énergie pour la deuxième partie. In het eerste gedeelte hebben we vooral gekeken hoe dat Digital Product Passport kan bijdragen aan de circulaire economie, wat we nu vooral in het tweede deel gaan doen. Het zijn er een hele reeks, maar heel veel interessante is dat we echt naar verhalen gaan luisteren, inspirerende verhalen die gaan tonen hoe die bedrijven, die merken inzetten op circulaire economie en hoe dat jullie dat ook kunnen doen. Laten we alvast beginnen met degene die de spits mag afbijten, want het wordt voor velen onder jullie een hele uitdaging, zeker voor bedrijven zoals een Unilever, die heel veel SKU's hebben. Dus we hebben ook de heer Tom Smidts uitgenodigd. Hij is Head of Country and Business Development Unilever Belux. En onze vraag naar u toe, beste Tom, is om vooral te weten, ja, wat vindt u hiervan en hoe zet Unilever in op circulaire economie?
Good morning or good afternoon. So, as Virginie introduced me, I'm Tom Smidts, Head of Country and Business Development for Unilever Belgium. Quite recently, so I started at the end of July in my new role. Before having a career of 18 years till now, and I actually wanted to mention this because when in 2003 I started my career, I started actually in recycling with a company with Valipack and then Valorfit and Residata. So the whole recycling and the circular economy was already back then part of my career. So that's the circular element already in my own career. Started at Unilever in 2010, and also there, besides of course the roles that I did in sales and in marketing, purpose and sustainability play an important role in the way we do our business. And that's expressed in our what we call the Unilever Sustainable Living Plan, which is expressed in our ambition to make sustainable living a commonplace. And this can be very global and very big of scope, but I think we as Unilever, we have 52 billion company, more than 2 billion products pass through the hands of consumers worldwide on a daily basis. So that defines that we can have a huge impact even if we have small actions that we undertake. And those actions we take on a global scale, and there we can have a lot of impact, but we can also take them on a local scale. And to show what the impact is that we can have, I have a few numbers, I'm not going to go through all of the numbers, but some that I want to highlight. So we are the third FMCG company in Belgium, having more than 500 million sales market value in Belgium, and many leading brands in categories like soup, bouillon, iced tea, ice cream, etc. And thus reaching also in Belgium many consumers on a daily basis. And those consumers, they urge us to change what we do and to reduce our impact on the environment. 1 out of 2 mention us that, of course, environment is important. They mention topics like climate change, like water pollution, and also plastic waste. And also in Belgium, we know that 49% of our consumers are in favor of sustainability, and 63% are willing to adapt their behavior accordingly. So those are numbers that put us and bring us to action. What is action? I think in this forum, of course, we do a lot of things next to pure packaging, also on supply chain and on transport, etc. But I think for this forum, what we do on plastic is the most important. And our plastic strategy is framed in 3 ambitions. So we have an ambition: no plastic, better plastic, and less plastic. No plastic are examples where we say, okay, today we have plastic packaging, and we are really going to look into innovations in which we can replace plastic for cardboard. The example you see here is one that is introduced in France now and will also come to the Benelux. It's about cardboard boxes for the plastic boxes that we use for the capsules, the laundry capsules that we put on the market. Only in Benelux, having this on the market would already save 500 tons of pure plastic. In the middle, you see better plastic. Better plastic is about using recycled plastic, PCR, in our packaging. There we have the ambition to bring that to 50% by 2025 on a global scale. What you see here, example of Lipton. Lipton, we introduced 100% PCR packaging 3 years ago, and that means that we have 80 million bottles on the market in Belgium and reducing 1,700 tons of plastic. Same for Magnum, also there, recyclable plastic and recycled plastic, reducing plastic by 300 tons. And that's better plastic. On less plastic, we have initiatives to really start looking into concentration and how we can make sure that we bring less plastics, lower or smaller packagings on the market. The example you see here is the Cif Eco Refill, in which we concentrate the product into a small bottle that reduces the packaging by 75%. So all these are examples of real action that we take on the Belgian market. Is it always a success? It's a learning journey, and we have successes and failures. And what we learn is that what we control works best. Because when you talk packaging, the things we control in our supply chain, in our factories, PCR, recycled plastics, cardboard, those are the things that we can control, and we don't expect behavior change from our consumers. When we look into the example I gave about Cif Eco Refill for cleaning sprays, you see that these kind of things are really difficult because it requires a huge effort and a consistent effort to get consumers on board of this journey. So it's not an easy journey, but we are really realizing some good results. What you see here is evolution of our packaging composition and recyclability over the past 4 years. And we are proud to say that we have increased even more our recyclability to 96%, but also that we reduced or changed the composition of our packaging. When you see on the right-hand side, the graph of the cardboard and the plastic, so we reduced plastic usage or the overall usage of these two materials by 14%, and the share of plastic in our packaging reduced from 65 to 50%. And also on what is non-recyclable, we managed to really divide it by 3. So these are some nice achievements over the past years, but this doesn't mean that we want to stop. This is our global ambition to be circular, to have a circular economy by 2025. 3 things that are important there is that we, like I already mentioned, we want to cut half of our usage of virgin plastics for our packaging. We really want to engage even more on collecting and processing the waste like we already do today, but even step up on that level. And we want to go to 100% of reusable, compostable, and recyclable packaging. So this is the global ambition that was formulated by Unilever and that we have as an ambition, and it's mentioned in very, very small characters, but this is something we have as an ambition, but for which we also need the consumers on board. And getting consumers on board is maybe something that the digital product passport can help us achieve. But first of all, some notes with the digital product passport. I think positively it is in line with our sustainability ambitions and what we want to achieve within our purpose. Practically, it is key, if this wants to be implemented, that it's international or it's really a no-go. We hear or we read elements of Benelux and DACH, etc., but this really needs to be international. We have product clusters that are not limited to Belgium, for sure not, and then they vary a lot over Europe and even outside of Europe. So really, if we introduce this kind of standards and initiatives, it needs to be on a real big international scope to make it manageable for companies like Unilever. Another element that is really important is how to manage continuous change. Certainly, pre-production in the sourcing phase, when it's about traceability and origin of products, this changes every day, every hour. And how can we manage this continuous change in the digital product passport? So these are some concerns and supports for the digital product passport. Where can, in our opinion, the digital product passport support circularity? The first focus for us would be on post-usage traceability. Like we said, or like I mentioned, we have the ambition to increase the use of recycled materials in our packaging, so we also need to increase the inflow of these materials. And to increase this inflow, we believe that the DPP can help to increase traceability and increase the inflow. Simplify packaging and labeling. Packaging, and I like how the GS1 describes it, packaging is our real estate. This is where we bring our message to our consumer. This is a marketing tool. And when you see all the elements that we have to put on these packagings today, it ruins the whole marketing opportunity. So if the DPP, with support of the authorities, can make sure that we have more simple packs, that we can bring more focus on the marketing message, etc., this is for sure something that can really help. And like we saw in the part before, when you can start linking the information that is given to you based on the application that you use, I think honestly that this is something that could answer this ambition. And it also links then to the third element that we see as positive, increased consumer engagement. If we can really provide more information in a practical way to our consumers, we have the opportunity to bring different messages on origin traceability, but also on usage, on allergens, etc., which really could be a strength in our strategy and in our wish to achieve our purpose and our ambition to make sustainable living a commonplace. So all in all, I think that's a short reflection on our side. Still some open questions, but I think with all the brains and the minds here in the room, we might get to a solution, and we are happy to explore.
Dankjewel, beste Tom, om die duurzame voorbeelden met ons te delen.